my second grade class in Success Academy, they've been working on a reader's theater. They will be telling you a story called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Now you've heard the story of the Three Little Pigs, but this is the true story that you're going to hear today as told by the wolf himself. We hope you enjoy the show.
Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the story of the three little pigs, the true story of the three little pigs. Because nobody's ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf, but you can call me out.
No one knows just how the whole big bad wolf thing got started. It's all wrong. Maybe it's because wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies, chickens, and pigs. That's just the way they are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think people were big and bad too. But the whole big bad thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze, achoo, and a cup of sugar. Way back in once upon a time, our friend the wolf was making a birthday cake for his dear granny.
And he had a terrible sneezing cold. Achoo!
And he had ran out of sugar.
So he walked down the street to ask this neighbor for a cup of sugar.
Now this neighbor was a pig. He wasn't too frightened either. He had built his whole house out of straw.
Can you believe it? Who in his right mind would build a house of straw?
So of course the minute the wolf knocked on the door, it fell right in. He didn't want to just walk into someone else's house.
So he called,
Little pig, are you in?
No answer. He was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for his dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when his nose started to itch.
he felt a sneeze coming on.
Well,
he huffed
and
he snuffed.
and he sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. Now right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time.
It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so the wolf ate it up.
Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there.
He was feeling a little better, but he still didn't have his cup of soda.
So he went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother, and he was a little smarter, but not that much. He had built his house of sticks. He rang the bell on the stick house.
Nobody answered.
He called.
Mr. Pig, are you in?
He yelled back.
Go away, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chin. He had grabbed the doorknob when he felt another sneeze coming on.
He huffed and he snuffed.
And he tried to cover his mouth, but he sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's.
When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig dead as a doornail.
Wolf's order.
Now you know food will spoil if you leave it out in the open.
So the wolf did the only thing there was to do. He had dinner again.
He loved it as a second helping. He was getting awfully cold, but when his cold was feeling a little better, and he still didn't have the cup and
and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house of bricks.
The wolf knocked on the brick house. No answer.
Mr. Pig, are you in?
And do you know what that really little porker answered?
Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again.
Talking about impolite, he had probably had a whole sack full of sugar.
And he wouldn't give the wolf even one little cup for his dear sweet old granny's birthday cake.
What a pig!
The wolf was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday party instead of a cake when he felt a sneeze coming on.
He huffed and he snuffed and he sneezed once again. Achoo! Then the third little pig yelled.
And your old granny can sit on a bin.
Now the wolf was usually a pretty calm fellow, but when he heard somebody talk about his dear sweet old granny like that, he went a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course he was trying to break down his pig's door, and the whole time the wolf was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene.
The rest, as they say, is history.
The news reporter found out about the two little pigs he had for dinner.
They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting.
So they jazzed up the store with all that puff and blow your house down stuff.
And they made him the big bad wolf.
That's it.
It's a real story. I was afraid.
But maybe you can loan him a cup of sugar.
Yay!